Okay folks, here's what you really want to know. 3 years ago I built this ramp out of Aquaphalt asphalt patch at the front of our garage. Since then we have driven a minivan and then a car in and out of this garage thousands of times. The patch is solid, there's been no deterioration even here along the front edge where it feathers down to nothing. Over here at the edge where there's no patch, you can see how our driveway has sunk about 2 inches over the years. So this patch here is about 2 inches thick at the back, and then at the front it tapers down to nothing. Now just so you know, this stuff is painfully expensive. This is a 50-pound bucket and I bought it at Home Depot in June of 2024 and it cost me $100 Canadian. 3 years ago, these were 70 bucks. Isn't inflation fun? And no, this video is not sponsored. I paid for this with my own money. I've never had any contact with this company. 3 years ago, I skipped the left side of the driveway because we don't drive into the garage on that side, so I wanted to save some money. But as you can see, the weeds are taken over, so we want to get that patch now. And yeah, it's expensive, but I decided I should just hold my nose and pay for it because we know it's the good stuff. And yeah, I'm complaining about the fact that it's $100, but that still is a heck of a lot cheaper than replacing the whole driveway. Full disclaimer, I'm not a driveway contractor nor a materials chemist. I'm just a homeowner. And 3 years ago when I was looking into it, this just seemed like the best product out there. So first I need to clean it. So I'm going to pull the weeds and sweep it and make sure there's no organics. And now we wait for it to dry. It's water activated, so it doesn't need to be bone dry, but I just don't want to be laying it down in puddles. And right after I filmed that last bit, we had a thunderstorm, so this is actually the next day. It's now bone dry. You can't save this stuff. Once you crack the lid, you need to use it all up because otherwise it's going to harden up on you. So you got to keep that in mind. Make sure you are ready to use it all. I don't know if I'm going to need it all in this area, but otherwise I'll just put some on the other side of the entry. This looks like asphalt. Yeah, I'm going to get this all dug out and bring you back. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, that was a lot stickier than I remember. Had to fight to get it out, but it does pile up nicely, so you can see that's what one bucket covers, and it never covers as much as I think it will. Though I did have a little bit extra, and I did pack a bit into the corner on the other side of the driveway. Just want to ramp that up a bit too. In the fine print, they warn you that this has a 12-month shelf life, and I found on mine that it was, I was actually at about the 11-month mark when I bought it, and that might be why mine was a bit stiff to get out. If you look inside the lid, they even have a rubber gasket. Like this is supposed to be an airtight seal. Still, it was still moving, so I'm counting on it to do the right thing, but certainly the stuff from 3 years ago did the right thing. But just as a side note, just keep an eye out for the date if you go shopping for it yourself. The instructions are dump it, water it, and then tamp it. I actually am going to tamp mine first because I really want to have that nice ramp shape before I do it. And I did not bother to buy a professional tamper. I just have a 2x4 where I bolted 2 parts together, and that's what I use for tamping. That's what I did 3 years ago. And again, this is a 3-year review, just showing you what's lasted. I really want this edge to be good. That's where I So I'm just finishing up the tamping, and I'm going to go get the hose, and I start to feel a few sprinkles. And you look up and that cloud has just rolled in and covered the sun. So it's a good thing it's water activated because I think we're going to get some rain. And yes, it's starting to rain, but I still want to tamp that a bit. I'm going to get wet. They also say that you can't overwater it, so I'm not really worried about flooding it or anything. I just want to have a good shape, good compaction. Well, that was a false alarm, because in the end it only rained for about 3 minutes. So mostly just a sprinkle. So I've just been tamping it more until I make it nice and firm, and now I'm going to give it a soak. And in the instructions they say you can drive over it right away, but I think that's more aimed at if you fill a pothole. With a ramp like this, I would leave it. And I mean, I'm not going to drive over it anyways, but I'll bring you back tomorrow when it's set up hard and we'll take a look. It just seems to soak away into it when I hose it. I mean, yeah, I'm getting a puddle along the front, but I hose that and it just soaks into it. So it's now 24 hours later and the patch is set up good and hard. It's dry, it's not sticky, it's not moving, so I think we got a good patch job here. So that's brand new, and that's 3 years old. And so there you go, there's my 3-year review of this Aquaphalt asphalt patch product. Real world use, 3 years of driving and other daily use, and it is still solid and in one piece, and I think that's really impressive, especially right down where it feathers down to nothing. There you go. I sure wish it was less expensive, but all in all, I'm happy to have paid the price because I hope to get a lot of years of good use out of it. So that's it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you around.